All right. So next up, in the next part, let us quickly move to the cross-check kind of thing. I'm going to cover digit sum in the next segment. And what is the purpose of digit sum? To cross-check whether my final result is correct or wrong. So segment number 3 is basically digit sum of the number. Digit sum of the number. Sum of the digit and digit sum are two different things. Sum of the digit and digit sum are two different things. Let us consider one example. Suppose my number is 5, 7, 9, 3, 4 and 1 is a 6-digit number. Sum of the digit of this number is 12, 21, 24, 28, 29. Sum of the digit of this number is 29. But digit sum is a totally different thing. अच्छा, आपने सुना होगा न्यूमरोलॉजी में कई बार आप जाते हो अपना डेट ऑफ बर्थ बताते हो और आपको बताया जाता है दिस इज योर लकी नंबर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ योर digit sum of all the digits which are the part of your, you can say, date of birth or any number like your flat number or it is your roll number, any kind of thing. I'm going to use the same things. 29 is sum of the digit. 29 is not digit sum. 29 is 11, 2 plus 9, 11. If I again repeat the proxies, and we will keep repeating these proxies time and again, the last digit is nothing but the digit sum of the number. So 1 and 1 is eventually 2. 2 is the digit sum of this number. So what is the significance of this 2? First of all, digit sum is 2, but what does it mean? Digit sum is basically a remainder when a number is divided by 9. The final outcome is nothing but the remainder when the number is divided by 9. Had it been 0, right now, means 9 divided by 9 is 0. Had it been 9, my final remainder is 0, means number is multiple of 9. Can I say all the numbers which are multiple of 9 will certainly end with 9? If the number is multiple of 9, then digit sum has to be multiple of 9. Let us take one more example. 63 is multiple of 9. 9 7 are 63. So sum of the digit of this number is 9. If I add 9 before 63, what is your sum of the digit? 9, 6, 15, 15, 3, 18, and 18 is eventually 9, so my number is still multiple of 9. If I add 9 here, 9 here, and 9 here, does it make any difference? My number is still multiple of 9, so digit sum is still 9. So whatever be the number of times we have 9 or group of digit whose sum of the digit is 9, it will not impact your digit sum. So can I say 9 doesn't play any role in the digit sum? For example, 5, 2, digit sum of this number is 9. If I place 9 before 52, my digit sum is still 7. 5, 2 is 7. If I add 9 before 52, my digit sum is still 7. 9, 5, 14, 14, 2, 16, 16 is 7. If I place 8, 1, 9 here, my digit sum is still 7. If I place 6, 3 here, digit sum is still 7. As many times as 9 is there, my digit sum will remain unchanged. For example, suppose you want to calculate the digit sum of number 5, 4, 6, 7, 3, 1, 1, 8, 1, 2, 5, 7. Find the digit sum of this number. This is a very big number. First of all, calculate the digit sum of the digit, in fact. 5, 4, 9, 9, 6, 15, 22, 25, 27, 35, 36, 38, 43, and 7 is 50. So, sum of the digit of this big number is 50. But what is your digit sum? Digit sum is 5. If this big number is divided by 9, my remainder is 5. But do I really require all this calculation? Do I really require the exact sum? We can easily calculate the digit sum by ignoring 9 as many times as it is appearing in your original number. Right? 5 and 4 is 9. 6 and 3 is 9. 7, 1 and 1 is 9. 8 and 1 is 9. 2 and 7 is 9. So we are left with only 5 now. Can you say 5 is my final digit sum? So 5 is the remainder when this number is divided by 9. All right? So what is the advantage of this technique? In which way all this stuff is going to help us? As I earlier mentioned, this will help us in cross-checking our final result. So I'm going to take one more example, and we will use the duplex method for the calculation. Suppose I want to multiply 7, 2, 9 and 8, 4, 6. From the duplex method, I'm not writing all the steps. There is no need to write the step. The first step is clear. 9, 6. Consider one digit at a time from right hand side. 9, 6. 9, 6 is 54 and your carryover is 5. Now in the next step, 2 digit at a time, so cross multiplication and addition. 9, 4, 36. 36 and 12 is 48 and 5 is the carryover. 48 plus 5 is 53. 53 is again 5. Right? Now, next step is consider 3 digit at a time from right hand side. And whenever we consider 3 digit, cross multiplication and middle place का multiplication. आमने सामने का multiplication. Right? So 7, 6, 42, 42 and 72 is 1, 1, 4 and 114 plus 8 is 122. So it is 12. Now remember one more thing. Whenever you are using all these techniques to minimize your calculation, what is prerequisite? Prerequisite is addition of 2-digit number with 2-digit number. Your calculation should be, you can say, super fine. Whenever you calculate 2-digit number with 2-digit number, you should not require any paper and pen. For example, 72, 42, के लिए we are not supposed to write like this, 72, 42, 2, 2, 4 and 7, 4, 11. Then what is the advantage of using all these calculation techniques? Now let me cross check one more times the result. 9, 6, 54. 5 with the carryover. 9, 4, 36. 36 and 12 is 48. Right? 48 and 5 is 53. 3 is here. And 5 is my carryover. Right? Again, 3 at a time. 7, 6, 42. 9, 8, 72. 42 and 72 is 114, right? 114 and 8 is 122. बट हमने तो अभी जो कैरी ओवर था उसको तो ऐड ही नहीं किया. अगर हम ये कर भी लेते तो जो टेक्निक वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस विल क्विकली मीन्स फिगर इट आउट कि हमारा जो कैलकुलेशन है वो सही है या नहीं. So 42 and 72 and 114 plus 8 is 122 and 5 is my carryover. So 122 plus 5 is 127. What is my next carryover? 12. Then ignore 9 and 6. 2 at a time. 7, 4, 28. 28 and 16 is 44. And your carryover is 12. 44 and 12 is 56. Now, what is your next carryover? 5. Can I say 5 is the final carryover? We are at the last step. We are through all the steps. 7, 8, 56. 56 and 5 is 61. Now, I need to check whether my result is correct or wrong. Remember one golden rule, one thumb rule. Digit sum of any number is basically the Atma of any number. It never destroyed. Whatever operation you do, whether it is multiplication or addition or subtraction, your digit sum will remain the same. So you can cross-check your answer on the basis of your digit sum. Just I'm giving you an example. What is the digit sum of your first multiplicants? 7 plus 2, 9, and 9 is 18. 18 is basically 9. And 8, 4, 12, 6, 18 is luckily 9. Achha, 9 into any number is 9. Na? So 9 into 9 is 81. And what is the digit sum of 8, 1, 9? Why 9 into 9? Because my primary operation is multiplication. Had it been addition, तो मैं digit sum को add करता. अगर ये multiplication है, तो मैं multiply कर रहा हूँ. Right. So 9 into 9 is 81. 81 is 9. Now just cross check whether my digit sum of result is 9 or not. 6 plus 1, 7, 6, 13, 7, 20, 23, 4, 27. 27 is 9. So my result, my final result is correct. Unless until हमने कोई comedy of error नहीं किया है. You know comedy of error? Had it been 6, 6, 1, 7, 3, 4, then my digit sum is still 9, but my answer is not correct. If you do the systematic error, तो फिर ये result भी आपको नहीं बचा सकता. But it is very, very unlikely you will do the mistake like 6, 6, 1, 7, 3, 4. This is the method to cross-check your result. This is foolproof, but this is not 100% correct. I hope this is fine. Had it been 6, 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, just recall, अभी मैंने थोड़ा देर पहले ये mistake किया था. 6, 1, 6, 2, 3, 4. Had it been 6, 1, 6, 2, 3, 4? What is your sum of the digit or digit sum? 6 plus 1, 7, plus 6, 13, 15, 18, 4, 22. But 4 cannot be our answer, na? Our answer should be 9. Had it been 4, then we are required to cross-check our answer. Right? So this technique is going to help you in cross-checking any kind of calculation, whether it is multiplication or addition or any calculation involving percentages. In some cases, we can apply this technique for division also. We'll discuss it later on. Clear? Shall I move to the next step? Okay. Now, The next funda I'm going to use is base method for multiplication. Base method for multiplication. Base method. Suppose this is segment number 4 and the method is base method. Let us consider a pair of number, a couple of number which are near about 100. Let us consider 97 and 84. Can I say both the numbers are near about 100? Step number 1. Since both the multiplicand are near about 100, then subtract 100 from each of the number. Subtract 100 from each of the number. So 97 minus 100 is minus 3 and 84 minus 100 is minus 16 is my step number 1. Why minus 100? Because both the multiplicand are near about 100. Had it been 200 तो मैं 200 सब्ट्रैक्ट करता, had it been 300 तो मैं 300 सब्ट्रैक्ट करता, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So my base is a into 10 raised to the power x. It could be 100, it could be 200, 1000, 10,000, any number. This is my step number 1. Step number 2 is cross addition, right? 97 minus 16 is 81. And 84 minus 3 is 81. So, in either of the case, you will get the same number. 97 minus 16 is 81. 84 minus 3 is 81. In either of the case, you are getting 81. This is step number 2. Step number 3. Give 1 slash. And minus 3 into minus 16 is 48. So 8148 is my answer. 8148 is my answer. But the bottom line is, the most important point is, you must sense the number of digit in your final result. 97 into 84 is 4-digit number. That's why my answer is 8148. Had it been 3-digit number or 5-digit number, then answer would have been different. So what are the, you can say, guiding rules to decide or to assess the number of digit? The guiding or thumb rule is, I'm giving you some benchmark number which can guide you to assess the number of digit in your final result. This is very, very, very important. Number of digit from 1 to 2 is 3 square to 4 square. Whenever you move from 3 square to 4 square, number of digits changes from 1 to 2. Can I say 3 square is the greatest single digit perfect square number? Can I say 4 square is the smallest 2-digit perfect square number? So 3 square to 4 square is threshold or not? Now, what is your next threshold? 2 to 3. Number of digit is changing from 2 to 3. 9 square to 10 square is the next threshold. 9 square is the greatest 2-digit perfect square number. And 10 square is the smallest 3-digit perfect square number. I hope this is fine. All these numbers is going to help you to assess the number of digit in any multiplication if you are using base method. Now 3 to 4. Can I say 31 square to 32 square? 31 square is the greatest 3-digit perfect square number, and 32 square is the smallest 4-digit perfect square number. If I extend this set of threshold, then again 4 to 5 is 99 square, 200 square. 5 to 6 is 316 square to 317 square. These numbers are benchmark number. These numbers are very, very important number. I will suggest you to memorize these numbers. It will help you to solve many questions. Suppose my question is, I'm giving you one example. Suppose my question is, find the number of natural number which are perfect square and 5-digit number, or find the number of 5-digit perfect square natural number. 5-digit perfect square natural number. So look at the values. We start 5-digit perfect square number from 100 square. So from 100 square till 316 square. The number of digit is 5 now. From 100 square till 316 square, number of digit is 5. So how many such natural numbers are possible? 100 square to 316 square. Yes, 216 is the most common wrong answer. Whenever you do calculation like from 2, not forget to add 1. How many numbers are there from 1 to 10? If you take the difference, it is 9, but actually it is 10. From 2, not forget to add 1. How many numbers are actually from 100 square to 316 square? Answer is 217. Right? Now, 6 to 7. 999 square, 2000 square. So we can quickly assess the number of digit in this calculations. 97 into 84 is certainly a 4-digit number for sure. 97 into 84 is certainly a 4-digit number. Why? Because 97 and 84 are both greater than 32 and less than 99. Let us take one more example. Suppose my number is 107 and 109. 107 and 109. So 107 minus 100 is 7. Again my base is 100. 107 minus 100 is 7. 109 minus 100 is 9. So 109 plus 7, 116, and 7 into 9 is 63. I'm using the same concept. Instead of negative number, this time we have positive number. 107 minus 100 is 7. Step number 1. 109 minus 100 is 9. Then cross addition. This plus this, or this plus this, is 116 and 63. Now my final result should be 4-digit number or 5-digit number. Because both the multiplicands are greater than 100. So my number is, the final result is obviously 5-digit number. Right? Now, let us take one more example near about 1000. 987 and 993. 987, 993. Both the multiplicands are near about 1000. 987 minus 1000 is minus 13. 993 minus 1000 is minus 7. Is my step number 1. There is no any change in the rule or in the algorithm. Our algorithm is fixed. Our step is subtract the base from each of the multiplicands. Step number 2. This plus this or this plus this will give you the same result. 987 minus 7 is 980 and 993 minus 13 is 980. So 980 and 13 into 7 is 91. Can I say 98091 is my answer? Can I say? How many digits are there in our result? We have only 5 digits. But you can quickly sense both the multiplicants are greater than 317 and less than 999. So number of digit in our result should be 6. Right? So we are required to place 0 before this 91. If you want to increase the digit, then you are supposed to add 0 before the next number which is appearing at the right hand side of the slash. So after slash we have 91. So you can place 0 before 91 so that we can get the required number of digits. 980091. Right? Can we cross check our result with the help of digit sum? Let us try to cross check it. 987. What is your digit sum? 6. 993, your digit sum is 3. 9 does not play any role in the digit sum. So we can ignore 9. 8715 is 6. And 993 is eventually 3. We can ignore 9 and 9. 6 into 3 is 18. 18 is actually 9. So what is the digit sum of my final result? 9, 8, 17, 9, 26 plus 1 is 27. So can I say my answer is perfectly correct? We already have cross-checked it. So you may cross-check your result whenever it is required. It is not mandatory to check every number, but whenever you feel so, you can cross-check it. I hope these 3 examples are clear. I'm taking a couple of examples in which your base is a new number. Your base is like 200, 300 or some number whose most significant digit is not 1. So your base is a into 10 ka power x. Right now we have considered 2 examples in which our base is either 100 or 1000. Now let us consider a couple of examples in which our base is other than 100 or 1000. Right. Suppose my number is 196 and 189. Or rather you can take 188. 196 or 188. So 196 and 188, both of these numbers are near about 200. So 196 minus 200 is minus 4. And 188 minus 200 is minus 12. Step number 1 is clear. Now step number 2 is cross addition. So this plus this is 184 and this plus this is also 184. It should be same. So 184. And minus 12 into 4 minus 4 is basically 48. But remember, our base is not 100 or 1000. Our base is 200. So whenever our base is other than 100 and 1000 or other than power of 10, you are supposed to multiply the number which is appearing at the left hand side of the slash from a. A into 10 ka power x is your base. This time your base is 2 into 10 ka power 2. So you are supposed to multiply this number, only this number, remember, only this part, from 2. It is 36848 is my final answer. Is my final answer? No, wait. Cross check the number of digit. How many digits are required? 5 or 4 or 6? Look at the table. From 100 square and onward till 316 square, our number of digit is 5. So we can quickly reassess that the number of digit is 5 and we are getting 36848, and this number should be our final answer because the number of required digit is 5 and we are actually getting 5 digits. I hope this is fine. Can we take one more example? Let us take a number like 492 and 479. This time, the both of the multiplicants are near about 500. So 492 minus 500 is minus 8, and 479 minus 500 is minus 21. Cross addition. 492 minus 21 and 479 minus 8 will certainly give the same result. It is nothing but 471. And this is 168. This into this is 168. What is the next step? Yes, we are supposed to multiply this number from 5. Why 5? Because my base is 500. 471 into 5 is 5, 735, and 2, 3, and 168. Look at the number. Can I say 2, 3, 5, 5, 168 is my answer? Yes or no? Actually, we require how many digits? You know that 317 square and onward, the number of digits should be 6. But actually, we are getting how many digits? 7. Then, if you are willing to reduce the number of digits, because my requirement is 6-digit number, then what is the suggested step? Just try to add 168, because 68 is here, and 1 will go to the left hand side. So 5 plus 1 is 6. So my final result is 2, 3, 5, and 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 and 8. This is my final result. Are you willing to cross-check your answer? Well, cross-checking the answer is fun. Let us cross-check the number. So 492, what is your digit sum? 6. 479, the digit sum is 2. And 6 into 2 is 3. अरे बाबा ये कैसा मजाक है? 6 into 2, 3 कैसे हो सकता है? 6 into 2 तो 12 होता है. But 12 is eventually 3 ना? 6 into 2 is 12 and 12 is none other than 3. So we want 3. We want 3. Just cross-check the number. Just cross-check the digit sum, whether it is 3 or not. 2, 3, 5, 5, 10, 6, 16, 6, 22, plus 8, 30. And 30 is 3. So my answer seems to be correct. All right? Now, I'm sure one thing is going in your mind. What happens if one of the number is more than the base and the other number is less than the base? So I'm going to take one example in which my first multiplicand is greater than the base and the second multiplicand is lesser than the base. So I'm taking one number near to 200, like 192, and second number is 214. 192 and 214. Right? Let us do the step number 1. 192 minus 200 is minus 8. And 214 minus 200 is 14. Right? This is our step number 1. Step number 2 is cross addition. This plus this and this plus this. will give the same result. So 192 plus 14 is 206, and this plus this is also 206. 206, then slash, and just notice one thing which is very interesting. First time we are getting the negative number, unlike the previous cases. So 14 into minus 8 is 112. 112 negative. We want positive number, but we are getting negative number. Right? Next step is multiplication by 2. Since both the multiplicand are near about 200, then we are supposed to multiply this number from 2. This into 2 is 412, isn't it? This is perfectly fine. Why? Because both the multiplicand are near about 200. And 112 बार, मैंने जानबूझ के बार दिया है, क्यों? ताकि मैं भूल नहीं जाऊं कि ये पॉजिटिव नंबर है या नेगेटिव नंबर है. 112 is negative number. So we are supposed to carry over some number so that 112 negative turn out to be a positive number. So what is the multiple of 100? What is the minimum multiple of 100 which can turn this number into a positive number? 100 is sufficient or not? 100 से मेरा काम नहीं चलेगा. 200 से काम चल जाएगा? Yes, 200 is sufficient. So we need minimum 200. 200 minus 112 is 88. If I take 2 carryover, 2 means 412 minus 2 is 410. Yes or no? अगर हमें 300 चाहिए था तो मैं 3 माइनस करता. Had it been 212, तो हमें 3 की जरूरत होती. उस केस में 412 minus 3 is 409. But this time 200 is more than sufficient. 200 minus 112 is 88. Can I say 41088 is my final result? Yes or no? 41088 is my final result. Are you willing to cross check this number from digit sum? Yes, we can cross check. Digit sum of this number is 3. Digit sum of this number is 7. And 3 into 7 is 3. 3 into 7 is actually 21, and 21 is finally 3. 3 into 7 is 21. 21 is 2 plus 1, 3. What is the digit sum of my result? 4 plus 1, 5. 5 and 8, 13. And 13 and 8 is 21. And 21 is none other than 3. 3 and 3 is matching, means DNA is matching. Can I say DNA is matching? 3 and 3 means my answer is correct. I hope this point is clear. Let us quickly move to our next segment. I'm going to cover square of the number, right? I want to discuss one more thing with you. There is no dearth of approach. There is no dearth of technique. Our whole quant area is full of speed maths. This is just beginning. This is just beginning. We are just initiating the process. There is no any full stop of speed maths. Every class of quant is kind of speed maths. This is just beginning. All right? So, squaring of the number. I'm going to start with some very basic and interesting fact. So far, the squaring of the number is concerned. I'm going to discuss a very interesting features like This is segment number. This is segment number 4. Right? Segment number 4. So let us start with a very interesting technique. If a number is ending with 5, consider any number whose unit place is occupied by 5. For example, the simplest example is 15. What is the square of 15? A square of 15. Right? So, before 5, we have only one digit. So, my most significant digit is 1. So, 1 is multiplied by its next digit or number, 1 into 2. And 5 square is basically 25. And we can write the whole things as 225. Yes or no? 1 into 2 is 2. And we will place 25 at the end. In general, can I say A5 square is nothing but A into A plus 1. Like 1 into 2. 1 and 2 are consecutive number. A and A plus 1 are consecutive number. And we have to place 25 at the end. Right? Now, let us take 3-4 examples based on this pattern. What is the square of 35? 35, yes? Yes. This is not more than 5-second job. 35 square is 3 into 4, then 25 is 1225. Yes or no? 3 into 4, then 25 is basically 1225. 95 square is, yes, 9025. I'm sure this is not more than 5-second job. 9 into 10, then 25 is 9025. 115 square. This time 5 के पहले हमारा कोई डिजिट नहीं है, एक नंबर है. So we have 11 before 5 na. So 11 into 12, then 25 is 13225. Can we cross check our answer? Yes, we can cross check. 115 square. What is the digit sum of 5, 1 and 1? 1, 1, 5. 7. And 7 into 7 or 7 square is same. So number का square का मतलब क्या है? If you want to cross check your answer, then you are supposed to calculate the square of the digit sum. So 7 square is 49 is eventually 4. So 13225 is nothing but 4. It means our calculation is perfectly fine, perfectly correct. Now, 555 is the last example I am going to take in today's lecture. As I earlier said, our whole curriculum of quant is full of surprises. Right? Full of surprises, full of speed maths. Every class is speed math. So 555. How many 5s we have this time? 3 5s. Before 5, we have 2 more 5. So we are supposed to multiply 55 and 56. And the last 2 digit must be 25. Achha, 55 into 56 is actually 55 square plus 55, can I say? 55 into 55 plus 1 is 55 square plus 55. Can I write this one as 55, 55 plus 1, then 25? So what is the value of 55 square? We can again use the same technique. 5 into 6 is 30 and 5 square is 25. Is 3025, isn't it? I'm sure you are getting the logic. We can extend the logic. 3025 plus 55 is followed by 25. Is actually 308025. So my final answer is 308025. Right? So as I earlier said, as I earlier mentioned, this is just beginning. We are going to discuss many more techniques in the coming classes. Thank you.